AMC stock is down about 6.5% at the time of recording this video. There may be some reasons behind this, but I would say this is not as bad as you might think. So we're going to go ahead and get into all of it, everything you need to know here in this video on AMC stock, as well as the broader markets, the good, the bad, and everything in between. So let's get into it. First things first, AMC stock, very volatile today. You've been falling a lot recently, so a 6.5% drop sounds like nothing to all of you guys. And I get it. The stock's been falling a lot recently. But there is something that is encouraging. AMC's stock was just down about 6%. And you were above your 8-day moving average. Just in the last couple of minutes here prepping this video, you have fallen now under the 8-day moving average. This 8-day moving average has been very important and a level to be watching very closely. The stock is at $7.83 per share right now. Again, that 8-day moving average at $7.85 per share. You were above that. You want to see if we stay above that. That's really the level you want to be watching for. So as long as AMC stock is 6% or less for the close, then you're going to be above this 8-day moving average, and that is a positive sign, at least positive relative to this fall that we're seeing. Heading into the rest of this week and over the next couple of weeks, we got to get above the 8-day moving average before we get any bigger, rallies from here. The 8-day moving average has been the level in which that has really not been respected at all with AMC. AMC has been very disrespected at this level, and you've finally gotten above this. That was on Friday, and it looks like today you'll probably end up closing above it, just because AMC would have to close down over 6%. And it looks like at some point we'll probably get that big end of the day kind of midday bounce potentially. So we'll see what happens with that. That's something to be watching very, very closely. Now, some of the big news that came out today for AMC is that AMC may launch a branded wine named in honor of ape retail investors. Now, I do think this is partly a reason why AMC stock could be down today, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But it says the company's CEO Adam discussed the possibility of AMC branded wine on Twitter Friday, tweeting a poll requesting opinions on the idea. "We launched our own brand of home popcorn and soon will launch our own branded line of premium gourmet chocolate candies," he wrote. "If we offered at our theaters our own branded wine too, we might name it Chateau Simeon or Saint Simeon in honor of our retail investors. Your opinion?" Simeon is a nod to investors who turn the company into a meme stock who often refer to themselves as apes or ape nation. I think this is one of those things where investors are saying, hey, you just diluted shareholders a massive amount, and all you have is a branded wine. Like, that's it. People don't want to see AMC spending money that they just diluted investors with on a line of wine. Just, that's it. That's the simplest way to put it. So I do think that is not the greatest way to potentially spend money, and I don't think the markets really care about a branded wine. So that's a little disheartening to a lot of investors. Do I care? No, I don't care at this point. I think AMC is just trying to do what they can, given they put us in this situation. They're trying to appeal to shareholders, and I think it's going to take a lot more than a line of wine to actually do that. Maybe give us all a bottle of wine. Start there. That would, make a little bit more sense to me, but no mention of that. And there will not be any mention of that. But nonetheless, AMC stock is really in this predicament of being basically a value company with potentially some pretty high upside returns if things do go right for AMC, in which things have been going right for a while. As long as AMC can stay profitable, that's really all you need when it comes down to it. If AMC can grow their bottom line even more over the next coming quarters, that's going to be a a win for anyone that is buying AMC stock as kind of that value logic. I mean, AMC stock is lower than where it was in January of 2021. Like, if you ever wanted to buy AMC since January of 2021, well, there looks to be like literally no better time than right now. You're a whole almost $3 lower than your low in January of 2021. This is when everyone thought AMC was literally going bankrupt. Literally going bankrupt. Like within a month or two. And you were trading at these prices. Now, given the business has gotten back to almost pre kind of Rona periods, this is, I mean, a good risk to return. Like I said before in other videos, the odds of a 50% up move rather than a 50% down move coming next, well, it's a lot greater chance that we get that up move. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, something that came out today for the markets that, let me tell you right now, it looks like a lot of your small cap stocks are not doing well. So I think just the overall kind of sector of small caps, which AMC is in, is doing poorly today. I don't know exactly why that is, considering this news that we just got. So home builder sentiment goes negative for the first time in 7 months, thanks to higher mortgage rates. Builder confidence in the single-family housing market fell 5 points in September to 45. That's a very big fall for a 1-month period. 50 is the line between positive and negative sentiment. Current sales conditions fell 6 points to 51, and sales expectations in the next 6 months also fell 6 points to 49. Buyer traffic dropped 5 points to 30. So you are in, I mean, some really bad numbers as far as the housing market. This is not great. Buyer traffic dropped 5 points to 30. Anything under 50 is contractionary. So 30 is like far, far below contractionary. And this is, again, the first time this has happened in 7 months. Why this should be seen as a positive thing you would have expected for small cap stocks is because if housing comes down and is not as hot anymore, then that means the Fed really doesn't have to raise rates anymore. That they can really be done this time and just go on a hold and then eventually start to cut rates. So that's kind of what you guys need to know as far as the broader markets and AMC stock in specifically. There's not too much else to actually say out there. So let's go ahead and get into some of the numbers we're seeing with AMC. If you look at AMC on the Ortex data, you have a short score of 70. 209.52 million worth of short positions in AMC stock, 12.67% short interest of free float out on loan at 13.58%, shares out on loan 26.87 million, days to cover 2.18, cost to borrow 6.81%, utilization of 67.18. Again, take these numbers with a huge grain of salt. You really don't know what is true these days. The last numbers that we got that were from the exchange of the short interest was 16.44% short interest of free float. I don't think the short interest of free float matters as much as the amount of shares that are currently sold short of 23.21 million. You jumped almost 36% from the previous reported number that we seen back on August 15th. So the amount of shares sold short is at the highest level it has been at, period. It's you've never been this short. And I think that is the at least the biggest thing that I personally care about. Now, if we look at the Stonko tracker data, we do have 7,000 calls currently in the money, about 80,000 calls out the money, 25,000 puts in the money, and 118,000 puts out the money. So a little bit more activity on the put side. Obviously, that's what we've seen recently, but it's not that much of a difference. It's like 40,000 more puts out the money and about 17,000 more puts that are in the money relative to calls. So this could flip pretty quickly. I do think that the biggest catalyst on Wednesday is going to be massive for really the whole market, and I think everything's going to react quite a bit. considering Wednesday is the Fed, the next summary of economic projections. And we're going to get projections for 2024, and that's what the markets are really going to care about. So that's what you should keep in mind throughout the rest of this week. That's going to be the biggest external factor that could move AMC stock. But let me tell you right now, if AMC falls heading into Wednesday, odds of a rally probably a lot greater. Now, on the other hand, it looks like you're getting that inverse today, right? Where AMC, group small cap stocks in here, they are performing bad, where the broader markets are performing well. Your big tech names, by and large, are performing well. So, if we do get a down move, it wouldn't surprise me, down move in the markets, the broader markets. It wouldn't surprise me if AMC stock did make an upside move. We did see that actually happen on Friday, where AMC stock was up 3% and the NASDAQ was down almost 2%. Now, over the next coming days and weeks, we are going to get a lot of FTDs. So today, you have FTDs of 4.5 million. Tomorrow, you're going to have FTDs of 13.8 million. On Wednesday, you're going to have FTDs of 33 million. On Thursday, 31 million. And on Friday, 29 million FTDs that do come due. So a massive amount of shares that still need to be bought back. And from my reference, I really haven't seen any evidence of these shares actually being bought back yet. And this just shows you the amount of manipulation that we've been seeing in AMC stock, and hopefully that does come to an end sometime soon. Hopefully somebody does start to finally pay attention. We'll ultimately have to see. Now, on a technical basis, the RSI is 26.48 under that oversold level of 30, so not too great. The MACD is curling. The yellow line is above the blue line, so that is positive short term. We have a long way to go before we're actually positive on the MACD, but if there was a time to buy the dip, well, now is the time to buy the dip. AMC stock at the time of recording this video has retaken the 8-day moving average at $7.85 per share. So there's probably going to be a battle throughout the end of the day. If you do close above this 8-day moving average, that looks a lot more likely to get bigger upside throughout the rest of this week, over the next couple of weeks. 8-day moving average is the first major moving average you need to get above. And the way AMC has been reacting at this moving average, well, it's showing you pretty clearly that there's a lot of algorithms that are trading off of this 8-day moving average. So that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.